Hi everyone, this is Sheila Peters and we're about to do a stretch body awareness class. Today I kind of wanted to focus on easing out any aches and pains that you may have accumulated over this winter so far, maybe shoveling or just feeling tightness in your body. So let's start with our knees bent right in front of us, bringing our feet pretty tight up. And then we're going to hold with our hands against our knees. And we're going to just press our body forward. I'm going to turn to the diagonal so you can see this. So we're in a fairly tight position here. Our back's straight. Just take a nice deep breath in as your shoulders are down. And then exhale and then just pull a little bit closer to the knees. So we're getting a little stretch in that lower back. And then ease off, keeping the back flat. And breathe in. As you exhale, just pull a little bit more. It gets a little bit of the lower back that sometimes we can't isolate. Deep breath in, exhale, and pull. So we get a little stretch back here. It should feel like it's opening up and releasing a bit. And then ease off, deep breath in, exhale, pull. Feel that nice lengthen. Maybe you get a little farther over and you feel like your body's taller. And let's do that one more time. Ease off, inhale. Exhale and pull. So we're opening up that low back sacrum area. Good. Coming back into a position with your hands behind you, maintaining that straight back. Let's just gently open the knees out. So now we're getting into that hip area. And then close. We're going to take 4 of these all together, just opening out and close. We're pretty much just saying hi to these areas of our body that tend to get very tight, especially when we're in cold winter weather. And come up. From here, let's just shoot the legs out, sitting up taller, bringing the hands behind you a little bit more to help keep your back straight, shoulders down, and let's just flex out through the heels. Push through the balls of the feet and point. And flex. Push through the balls of the feet and point. 2 more sets. Flex. Push through the balls of the feet and point. And flex. Push through the balls of the feet and point. Let's go back into a flex position, and now we're going to rotate out at the hips. Rotate out and in and out and in. Good. Reaching out through the hips. The feet reflect what happens, and back. And then once more, rotate out and come in. Good. Push through the balls of the feet and point. Let's bring one knee into the chest. Flex the foot and drive the heel out and feel like you're pushing that hip farther out. And bring it in, tuck it in, flex the foot, drive it out. So we're getting a little more of a twist there in our upper body because the hip is moving. And coming in, flex, drive and push it out. And last time, coming in, tight, keep that back straight, flex, drive that heel out and push. Good. Let's replace that leg with the other side. So the foot points, this knee comes in, feel it tucking in, flex that foot, drive it out, and then push the hip away so you get a little twist in the torso. And coming in, good, flex and drive out and push, good. Coming in, 2 more sets, tuck it in, keep that back straight, flex, drive that heel out, push and twist, and let's take that once more. Coming in, back is straight, flex, breathe, driving out. As you push that heel, your body twists. Excellent. Let's bring it in to that prop position once more and work the feet once again. So we're flexing, pushing through the balls of the feet and point, and flex. Push through the balls of the feet and point. 2 more. Flex, shoulders are down, balls of the feet, point, and flex. Push through the balls of the feet and point. Now we're going to repeat the exercise we just did, but with both legs. So draw the legs up. Keep that lower back straight, flex. And from here, we're pushing out and trying to go taller through our spine, up. So you feel a little stretch in the hamstring there. And coming in, get that back straight, flex the feet, push them out, drive them out. As you push it out, you feel that in your legs and lifting through the torso. So you get a fold right here. 2 more sets. Come in, hug, flex, drive, pushing out, lifting up through the body, so you're getting that stretch happening. And come in once more, lift, keep that back straight, flex the feet, and you might have to sort of push the heels along the floor there and push out. Good. Point the feet, lift the arms up, and from here we're going to just fold over, not very far. Our feet are pointed, just to start to ease into the hamstring and feel the length of the spine. And coming back upright. And breathing out into that flat back position. Good. And come back up. 2 more. Coming out, easing out. Feeling shoulders down. You feel one long line from your tailbone to your hands and from your hips out to your feet. And come upright. Good. Let's take that once more. And going over, feeling the feet pointing, stretching through the front, the top of the leg there, top of the foot, and come upright. Now we're going to take that with the flex foot, which will add to the stretch. So we're going over, feeling the stretch. Now let's swing our arms behind and bring them out. So you feel length through the spine, arms go back, length out through the legs, and then come back upright. Going over into that flat back. See if you can get a little farther over, still trying to get flat back. Swing the arms behind you, bring them behind, keeping that chest going forward, holding from the hip flexor. And come back upright. Let's take it 2 more times. Lift, going into the flat back. Let's move our arms all the way back simultaneously. So we're reaching forward and back. Heels reach out to the front. Arms reach out to the back, and your torso is reaching on a diagonal. And let's take that once more. Breathe in, lift up. As you tilt into that flat back, you're going to allow your arms to come behind. Good. And then come upright. Let's ease those legs out and soften them a bit. Okay, coming to the front with the legs. Let's get the divine flesh out from underneath and lift the arms up. We're going to twist. And we're just going to brace our hands behind against the outside of the right leg and take a little twist in the spine. Shoulders are down. Again, remember, we're going fairly slow today in our warm-up. We're going to the other side so that we can start to ease out any kind of aches and pains you might be feeling as a result of this intense winter. Weather that we may be having in various parts of the country. And twist, shoulders are down. Maybe you can get a little farther over there to your right side and lift up. Breathe in, twist, and feel what happens. And it probably will feel different from one side to the other, just because we habitually use one side a little bit more. Flexing the feet, let's repeat. Lifting up through the backs as we twist, using the hand to brace against the leg to help you twist a little bit more, feeling that in that lower back, opening it up, and lift up. Breathe, inhale, exhale, twist, keeping the heels really pressed out and helping to give you a little more leverage. You might be able to get a little farther over. Some of you might even make a chiropractic adjustment in your spine. And here's the last set. On the right, shoulders are down. Twisting. Good. And come lift up. Inhale, twist, and allow the body to move as far back as it can. And come upright. Excellent. Release the legs. Let's fold one leg in front of the other and reset ourselves so that we're truly straight up. And we're working with our shoulders a bit. So we're going to take our right shoulder forward and then drop it down and swing it to the back. And forward. Good. And back. So you've got a semicircle here. Forward and to the back. And one more. To the front and to the back. Let's take it to the other side. Forward and drop down and back. And forward, down, forward there, and drop it, swing it down and back. And bring it forward, dropping down first, then forward, drop down, and to the back. Last time, push down, moving it to the front. and push it down and move it to the back. Good. And just notice how the shoulders feel. They may feel like they've gotten a little bit more opening going down. Let's take it to the opposite direction. So keeping the back straight, we're going to the front. Let's lift it up close to our ear and then back. And this time, allow your upper body to go towards the direction you are moving and over to the other direction. So from here, we're lifting the right shoulder up and we let the upper body twist towards the right a bit and lift. So it may feel like you're leading with that shoulder. Let's take it 2 more sets. Lift and twist. Good. And lift. And come to the front. Good. And lift. And twist. Excellent. Up and front. Let's take it to the other direction. So we're going to go to the front and lift it up and go to the back. And again, we're just starting to let our torso move because the shoulder's kind of forcing us to, or leading us to, shall we say. And to the back. Good. Lift. And come to the front. And breathe up. And going to the back. And lift. Coming to the front. Let's take that one more time. Lift. Coming to the back. And lift. And coming to the front. Good. Coming to the neutral position. Shake those shoulders forward and back a bit. Good. Let's start working on the head. So we're going to drop the head down, chin goes down. Now you feel some opening in the back of your neck. And let's swing the chin down over towards the right shoulder. Back is straight. So now you're feeling this more on your left side of your neck. Swing down over to the left shoulder. Repeat. Swing, chin goes to the chest and over to the right shoulder. And drop. And over to the left shoulder. Repeat. Down and over. And drop to the left. Last set. Drop it down, feeling what's happening at the back of the neck to the right. And drop it down and over to the left. Let's come back to the neutral position and lift the head up. And now let's take it in the opposite direction. So we're getting the front of the neck area. So the chin goes straight up. And we're going to go over towards your right. We're not going all the way down to the shoulder, but we're going to the side, directly up. And now you feel the work that happens over to the left side on the front of the neck. And lift it up, going over to your right. And up, breathe, keep the back tall, and over to your left. And lift all the way up. And over to your right. Breathing, lift, feel the stretch that happens in the front of the neck over to the left. We have one more on each side. Lift, and going over to the right. Excellent. And lift, and come all the way over to the left. Good, let's come up to the chin to the chest, and let's open the mouth. And then close, bringing the lower jaw up to the upper jaw. So we get a little more stretch in this neck area. Again, open and close. Keeping the back straight, lifting the chin up to the ceiling. 2 more. Open out and close. And last set. Open and close. Good. Come to your neutral position here. We're going to work on the sides of our neck and these 2 muscle groups. They're like cords that come down, the scalenes, just to open up that neck some more. So with our back still straight, we're going to take our hand and put it right into the hollow underneath your jaw. And just by putting your fingers in there, it might feel a little tender on its own. So just give it a little bit of a massage. And then we're going to go in front of that cording, the scalenes, with our fingers and draw down along the front of that whole grouping of cordings. And you, again, may feel that you've got some tenderness in there. And we're drawing very slowly down and as deeply as you can handle this first time. We're going to do this 3 times, so judge how deep you want to go by that. And we're going to bring our hand all the way down, our fingers down, and bring that cording to our collarbone. Now, just come to the center for a moment, and you'll notice that even just the first time, there's some release that happens through this front of the neck because we do hold a lot of tension there. Let's take that 2 more times. So our head is to the side, we're going into that little hollow underneath our jaw, underneath our ear, and you may find that the tenderness is in a slightly different place, or maybe it's not as much, or maybe because you're going a little more deeply as you massage in there, that you can feel it even more. So this time, let's go in and down, and because we've done it once, you may be able to get a little bit deeper in front of that whole scalene complex area there in the cording. And we're going down and going down to our collarbone, and then release. And again, come to the front, and you're going to find that really this side that we've been working on feels very different than this side. Might feel a little bit more lengthened, more alive, that more is flowing through there. So let's take it a third time. So here we go. We're underneath that area in the hollow, and we're doing a little massaging, keeping the back straight, and we're going to hold down and really go deeply into that area. Good. All the way down. You may find this third time you can really slide and get in there nicely. Okay, to the collarbone. Excellent. Okay, let's try to take it to the other side. So we're turning. Remember, this first time it's going to be a little tender. So we're in that hollow and we're massaging right there in that little area that probably feels quite tender. And just really moving in there gently but firmly so that you can really get some release in tension you're holding there. And then taking the fingers and sliding down the front of that scalene. And let's go very slow this first time so that we can really get in there. We're kind of warning the area or giving notice that we're going to be working in here a couple more times to really open up any tension that's being held in this neck area. We're sliding down in front of the scalene and then going down to the collarbone. Okay, this first time you will feel some release. It still won't feel quite the same as the other side that we worked on. Let's go into that second time, keeping the back nice and tall. Let's go in once more into the hollow and really massage in there. Yeah, it continues to be a little tender. As it did in the other side, it might have moved in a slightly different place or it feels different. And then coming back down and long in front of the scalenes there, and see if you can get a little bit deeper into this whole area where we hold a lot of tension. Coming down, sliding, and all the way down to the collarbone. And come back to neutral. Just shake that head out a little bit. You will feel that you've increased the release there, but we're taking it third time, so here we go. A little massage in there. Breathing through this very deeply, don't hold your breath, and then coming down and sliding. And because we've sort of greased the wheel there already, you're going to find that you can maybe get into a little more deeper position, and it may feel like it's an easier slide this third time. All the way down into the collarbone. Excellent. Perfect. And now just see how nice that feels. Your neck feels like it's longer, which is great. Okay, we're going to do some more head exercises. I'm going to turn to the side so you can see more easily what I'm doing. And we are, again, going to be isolating that whole neck area. We've moved it, we've opened it up so much. So you can brace your hands on the legs in front of you to keep your back straight and shoulders down. We're going to push the head forward and then move that head back. And push the head forward. So you're going on a flat plane, head goes back, coming forward, and going back, and coming forward, and going back. Now we're going to move side to side, so come to a neutral position. I'm going to turn back to the front. It may feel very difficult to do this because it's not a movement that we do in our culture very much, but we're pushing that whole jaw and lower head area over to the right, and then moving it and pushing it to the other side. There are some cultures that do this kind of movement all the time. And then moving over to the other side. Make sure that your head is not jutting forward too far. So if it feels like you can't get very far, try to bring your head back a little bit so it's really in the middle and over to the side. It's very subtle, but it does help to release any blocks that you have in your neck. Let's take that once more. We're going to go over to the right. So it won't be a huge motion, and over to the left. Good. Come to the neutral position, and let's just tilt our head gently this way and see how it feels in the neck area. You may still have some tension somewhere. And then let's come back up to the neutral position. We're going to take a flat or horizontal circle using all of those motions. Backs are still straight. We're going forward, carrying it over to the side, moving it to the back, and carrying it to the other side. And as you do this, we're going to take 4 circles in each direction. You may find that you are located places where you could use a little more opening and stretching, and hopefully this will do it for you. So here's our third circle going around, breathing still. And last one, going to the front, and to the right, and to the back, and to the side. We're going to reverse this, so we're going to go to the front, and now go over to the left. Try to keep that flat plane, back and around, making as big a circle as you can in front. We're still breathing to the side, to the back, and to the side. 2 more, circling around to the front, and to the side, and to the back, and side. And let's do that once more. And to the front, and to the side, all the way back, and to the side. Good. Coming around to the front, and let's neutralize that. And then let's just the shoulders up and down. Lift them up and down. Reach them up and down. Good. And lift and down. Excellent. Let's switch the legs, making sure our backs are straight. We've got the divine flesh out from underneath us. These legs are not trying to be super close to our torso. We've got a little space there. And let's start using our arms. So we're reaching the left arm up, and we're going to embrace the right arm with a slight bent elbow there, and bring the left arm over to the side, keeping both hips on the floor, and just start to open up the side body. And lift. And let's go to the other side. We're being gentle, just trying to say hello to the back, the side body, and the lower back. A little bit more. And reach. This time, bending the elbow. See if you can get the elbow a little bit further over as you reach the left arm over to the right, keeping the left hip on the floor. And breathe. Elbow goes down as far as it can. It might not get to the floor yet. That's where we're aiming. Feel that right arm reaching over to the left. Breathe. Up and over. Trying to get that elbow down. Maybe the right arm's gone out a little bit more. You're keeping the hip down. You may get that elbow all the way down, but feel the opening that happens on the side, body, and through the ribs. Here we go. Reaching over. Using your breath. You're still breathing. Really stretching. And let's take that one more, and let's breathe together. Inhale. And now exhale and reach. How far over to the side can you get? Way out there. Good. Coming up, breathing in. Exhale. Elbow goes down. Arm reaches over. Both hips stay on the floor as you exhale and reach. Good. Coming up right. Now we're going to take a twist. So the hand is coming down, elbows bent, and this arm is reaching out with a flexed hand. Use this hand to help brace you and twist. Good. Coming up, switch to your side and twist. 2 more like that. Breathe in, exhale, twist. Hips stay right where they are. Feel that twist. So we're starting to really work into the spine. And exhale and twist. We're going to add to this. So we're going to twist, breathe, flex the hand, and now with the right hand, try to pull that arm a little bit farther over. So you're really reaching out, both hips stay on the floor. You feel a stretch in the arm, but also an increased stretch in the upper back area, maybe around the shoulder blades. But your lower back is also going with you. So pull with the left arm as the right arm goes across. So let's take that once more. Breathe, press out, pull, and twist. Good. And come to the other side. Inhale, exhale, keeping back straight. We're twisting, pulling with the arms so we get arm stretch, but also through the shoulder and the upper back there. Good. And come up. Right. Let's twist to the right. Now we're bracing once again, but we're going to drop our heads down and the upper body down. So again, twist in the lower spine, but we're involving the upper back, and the stretch that you already did in that neck will help you get a curve over. And come up, twist, breathe in, exhale, drop. And you can use your hands on the floor and on the leg to help curve you over. First time, we're trying to work just above the waist here and increase the opening in the spine. Coming up, breathe, inhale, brace, drop, and keeping both hips on the floor. Now you can go over a little bit more. Still might be just more above the waist that you're feeling it, but you're trying to start to involve sacrum area too. Coming up, deep breath in. Exhale, curve and twist. Heads go down, trying to drop our bodies down, letting the weight of the head to really open up the spine. Coming up, we have 2 more sets and see if we can get a little bit lower. Breathing in, exhale, drop, keep both hips on the floor, and try to let your body go down. You've got your shoulders bent, and your elbows bent, and your shoulders dropped. You may find the top of your head gets a little closer to the floor. Coming up, breathe, inhale, twist, drop, head goes down. Trying to ease it down gently. Feeling the top of the head going towards the floor. What's opening up here? And last set in each direction is breathing up. Inhale, drop down. How far over can you go without lifting the opposite hip? Keeping that opposite hip on the floor, head is dropped. And lift up. Coming up right, inhale, exhale, drop. And ease on down. Good. Opening up. Many, many different places where you could be feeling this. And come upright. Good. Let's bring the legs straight out in front of us. And let's rock side to side, lifting the hip up. So flexing the feet, hands behind you. You're going to lift your left hip up to the ceiling and just feel what that does to the back and the sacrum area. Drop down and shift. And as I've said, we're going fairly slow today, so we can really get into all these places and give them time to open up and release. Let's take that again. And breathe. Shoulders are down, elbows are bent there if you need to. And roll to the other side. Maybe you can get that top hip to go a little bit farther, which will give you a little bit more of a stretch in that sacrum and lower back area. Maybe into the side body. Keep going and over. See if you can tilt that hip over just a little bit more, keeping the torso facing front, elbows are bent. Good. And coming over and tilt. Trying to push that hip over a little bit more as the torso stays front. Let's take it once more. I'm kind of enjoying this. And over and twist. Good. And last time, going over to the left with the right hip up on top. Torso stays front. Excellent. And release. And let's sit up. Let's bend the knees underneath us and go on to our hands and knees. And start to focus on that lower back in our familiar cat and cows. So our hands are underneath our shoulders and our knees are underneath our hips. We start with a flat back. Breath in. As we exhale, we're going to tilt the lower back up to the ceiling so that our head stays down. The top of the head goes down towards the floor. And reverse that, pushing through the hips. And release. And feel the belly going towards the floor as the head comes up. Reverse that, rolling through, lower back, tilts the ceiling, head goes down. Stretching up that lower back. Good. And push. And reverse that. So belly goes down, head comes up, The hips are tilted. We have 2 more sets. Rolling through that lower back. Lifting up with the spine, head down. Focusing on that lower back area. Pushing through and arch into our cow position. And last time, rolling through that spine, head goes down. And push through. And going into your cow. Good. Come to your neutral position. And now let's just shift the hips to the side. So I'm moving my hips over to the front of the room, stretching out the side of the hips. It will also involve the lower spine coming up and over, but probably what you feel the most is the stretch on the side of the hip going down through the thigh, the IT band. And lift, and let's take it over to the front once more. Maybe you can get a little farther over. Remember, you're not letting the shoulders come up to your ears. Your elbows are slightly bent. And up and over to the other side, increasing that stretch. 2 more sets. Breathe up and press over. Maybe you get a little bit more of a tilt, and you will feel this more in your side of your hip, but also you can feel that in your back. Up and over. Let's see if we can get a little bit lower. Maybe your elbows need a bend to help you get a little bit lower to the side there to stretch out. And then come back up. And we're going to take it one last time. See how far over you can get. Good. Let's come up and let's take it to the other side. Pushing out and over. Good. And come to your neutral position. Let's just start to move the back and the leg. So we're going to take that front leg and bring it into you as you curve. And then push it out, flex the foot, and press the hands so you stretch out. We're not exactly going into a cow position with our back, but we've gone into more of a flat back position as we stretch out the Achilles. And then bring your foot, pushing through each part of the foot into that knee, into the chest, curving into your cat position. Put the foot out, shoulders are making sure they're staying down, and you're pushing out through the heel. And 2 more sets. Coming in, curve that knee in, feel the back lifting up to the ceiling, and reach out, push through the foot. You may find that the part that you enjoy the most is that sort of undulation and stretch through the foot. And then one more time, we're pushing through the foot, we're lifting the knee into the chest, head is down, curved back, and then push out and press and push out through that foot, shoulders stay down, lengthening out through the back of the Achilles and the calf. Good. Let's come back up and replace that foot and take it to the other side. So we're pointing the foot as we bring the knee into the chest, curving that back, and then we're reaching the leg out, getting into a flat back, pressing with the hands and pushing out through the heel. Reaching out, lengthening out. Good. And then rolling through the foot, bringing that knee in, coming into that cat position, knee to the chest, and then reaching out, push, and coming into a flat back position, shoulders are down, elbows are bent, press with the hands to push out through the heel there. Good. 2 more sets. Coming in, rolling through that foot, bringing the knee into the chest, curve, 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 and then push out. Lengthen through the spine, and then lengthen out through the heel, shoulders down. Really feeling the stretch that happens in the calf muscle, the Achilles. And then rolling through the foot. Let's take that one more time. Bringing the knee into the chest. Good. And then pressing out and stretch and lengthen. Excellent. Come back to your hands and knees position. And from here, walk the hands out and let the hips settle so that you're more in a true plane from knees to the shoulders. And let's bring the elbows down by our side as we roll down for our front of the body into a stretch through front. Head is down. Bring the hands a little bit further down, and now we're going to roll back up. Lift, come up right, feeling the belly, and then come into that plank or that plane position so it's flat. Again, from here, we ease into curve here, belly comes forward, elbows come by the ribs, drop down, and let the head rest. Forehead on the floor. Breathe in and rolling up. So we're arcing up and stretching, and then we're gonna shift and come into that plank by holding onto our abdominals, that straight line. Repeat, here's the curve, roll. Maybe this time it feels like it's a little bit more of a real roll as the elbows come to the chest. And then breathe. If you need to reset your hands, you can. Head comes up, rolling up through the front of the body, coming up right, and then adjust so you've got a straight position by holding on to your abs and getting your hips in line with your shoulders. Last time, push the hips down, elbows come into the chest, rolling down, drop, head goes down, breath in, exhale, coming back up, rolling up through the front of the body, lift. Maybe you get a nice stretch in the belly there, and then come back to your straight line with your spine. Let's push back with our hips, reaching the hands forward and feel the length that happens in the spine. We're not going to a child pose here. We are just pushing our hips back and feeling what happens in the spine. You may feel a stretch in the shoulders and the armpit area. And coming up, and let's go back into that arch. Here we go. So we're increasing the flexibility in this front back curve. Push back in the spine. Long line. Reach. Maybe you can feel like your hips can go a little bit farther back without trying to drop to the heels. Maybe your armpits feel like they've opened up a little bit more, and the side body has too. Coming back up, undulating through that back into your arch. Coming back up, pushing the hips back, as far back as you can get, and lengthen. Letting the head drop to the floor if it can. Coming up, rolling through the spine. Now we're pushing the hips down all the way into your arch. Maybe you feel like you get a little more of a bow shape here in your spine this time. And then pushing through the hips, we're going to go back into our hips as far back as we can with the arms forward and feeling the stretch and the length that happens in that whole shoulder armpit area. Good. We're going to go back down once more to the floor. Let's go down and let's go into our arch. Let the elbows bend and roll down. Head is resting on the floor. Reach the arms forward, bring them behind you, clasp the hands together, deep breath in. As we exhale, we're going to pull the shoulder blades together and bring the arms down towards our feet. So we get an arch in our upper back, opening in the front of our torso area by our collarbone. Down, release, and let the arms come down to your side. Let's repeat that. Reach the arms forward, bring them around, clasp the hands together. Inhale, exhale, lift by the pressure of your arms reaching towards your feet there. So you're opening up the front of the collarbone area. And then release, rolling down, forehead goes to the floor, arms come down. 2 more sets. Reach the arms forward, bring them behind, clasp the hands together. Inhale, exhale, reach up with the arms reaching towards your feet. That's what motivates you to have the upper part of your body come up. Your shoulder blades are squeezing together. You might feel like you want to really engage the abdominals here as well. And then release. Let the arms come down, head comes down. Rest, give yourself a breath here. And then one more. Reach the arms out, bring them behind, clasp them, deep breath in. Exhale, pull the body up with the hands, opening through the front of the chest, front of the collarbone, shoulder blades squeeze together. Good. Release, let the arms come down at your side. And now let's push back into a full child's pose here. So we're reaching all the way out through our backs, feeling the length in our spine.
Let's walk ourselves over to the front of the rooms with our hands and just allow the body to sink to the side there, feeling the side body stretch as the hips are down at the heels. Taking a couple of nice deep breaths, feeling that upper body side stretch there. And then walking the hands, and we'll reverse it to the other side. Hips stay down, elbows are bent. Nice opening up through the back there, the upper back area. One more breath. And then walk to the center with your hands and roll up through your spine.
Okay, let's have ourselves sit on the floor. And we can have our legs right out in front of us, sitting up nice and tall. I'm going to reach the arms up. We're going to twist to the front, bring the hand behind, reaching this arm up, and bend the elbow in back so you can reach the side in sort of a diagonal plane here, reaching and twisting. You get a stretch to the shoulder as well, and come up, and let's take it to the other side. Feet are pointed, lift, twist, bring the back hand behind, bend the elbow, feeling the shoulder getting a stretch, and also feel this arm reaching. Now, where else do you feel this? You're gonna get a stretch in the area that your body in particular needs the most. Coming up, let's take it again to the front, lift, twist, hand goes down, elbow bends. This time you may get a little farther over because you've opened up that shoulder area and you're reaching, breathing, feeling this interesting diagonal twist that happens for your body. Lift up, breathe that arm up and twist, and let's take it to the other side. Bend the elbow and allow the arm to reach up, feeling the twist. Your feet are pointed and have some strength there to help counterbalance this. And come up. Let's take that once again, but this time with flexed feet. So flexing the feet up, bend the elbow, and see if you can flex the hand as well and feel the pressure of the hand reaching out through that flex as the feet reach. And maybe you get a slightly different stretch. By this time, you may also feel like you can get a little farther over, coming up, reaching, flexing the hand, bend the elbow, pushing out through the heels as you reach the hands. So this is a slightly different kind of stretch that we don't ordinarily do, but it's great for your back. And then lifting up, breathe in, bend, flex, especially if, as we've been talking about, you've been shoveling or dealing with cold outside during the winter. Feeling that twist, lift up. Let's take it once more to the other side. Shoulders are down at this point. Flex, bend, and press, reaching that hand up and over. So it's arcing up and over as your heels reach out. Excellent. And come upright. Very nice. Let's roll down. So inch if you need to farther along the mat, and see if you can control this roll down. All the way. Good. From here, let's bend the front leg, foot on the floor, knee to the ceiling. Left leg, or the other leg to the side, foot to the floor, knee to the ceiling. Adjust that spine. Let's just rock through the hips. You can put your hands on your hips here. Feet are right underneath you, and we're pushing through so we're getting space in our lower back. So here's our cow or our arch. And then roll and go in the opposite direction, your cat, with your lower back pressing into the floor and the hips tilting. And roll through. And of course, the rest of your body is going to reflect this. Your head, neck, and shoulders along the whole spine. And coming back into the cat or the tuck under there. And then roll, coming into your cow, feeling the tunnel underneath you. And coming back into the cat. Let's take it one more time. And arc through. Yep, feel that tunnel. And then rolling through and coming into your cat. Good. Release. Let's bring the front knee into the chest here, and we're going to just hug that in. We're going to open the knee to the side and let it drop to the side. This leg stays up.
Let the leg come down on that open side position, come to a neutral position, and then come in again. So we're taking half circles, hug it in. Opening out through the hip to the side. Feeling what stretches out on the inside of the hip and the inside of the thigh. Drop it down, make it go into a parallel position, and then bring it back in. Hugging it in so you feel the curve in your spine, opening it out to the side. This time it might feel like it's gotten pretty much farther over to the side of the leg there, and then come to your parallel position, draw it in for your last one. Hug it in. The area that we're mostly focusing on here is opening up the inside of that thigh there. And you should really feel that, but it's helping with all the ligaments in the hip, coming to your neutral position. Just notice how that leg feels compared to the other one. Let's switch and take it to the other side. So we're hugging it in. This leg is supporting you. As you carry it to the side, this first time, you're going to be very nice and gentle. Notice what you're opening up. Let the leg come down, it's still rotated out, and then it lengthens out and comes to a parallel position. Coming in, hug it into the chest, breathing. Good, open it to the side. This time you might get a little bit more of a stretch, and then slide it down. It goes into a parallel position, and you bring it in. 2 more. Bring it into the chest, hug it in. Carry it to the side, good. Drop it down, lengthen it out, let it come to a parallel position, and last time, slide it in, knee to the chest. Should feel like you're getting a bigger range of motion, carrying it over to the side, all the way over and down, lengthen it out, good, parallel, and come back into both knees being bent at the same time. We're going to take a little bit of a pelvic tilt here. So we're going to use the legs to tilt through the lower spine, and then the legs press into the floor as you slowly roll up into a bridge here. Go as far as it feels comfortable for you, keeping the rib cage in line with the hips. So you're shooting the knees out away from you and trying to lengthen through that spine by rolling up. And then slowly roll down, trying to go through each vertebra, slowly one at a time. Dropping into the floor, opening up through that lower spine. Eventually what happens is your lower back's on the floor, but your pelvis is still tilted up, and then release and let it go. Let's take 3 more of those. So from here, deep breath in, exhale, rolling tilt. Trying to see if you can now articulate one vertebra at a time as you roll up in this position. And you notice that neck and shoulders do roll. We're trying to keep the rib cage in line, pressing the knees away from us. We get a little bit of glute work there, lengthening, and then rolling back down. Again, head, neck, and shoulders are attached, of course, to your spine, so they will reflect as you roll down, keeping the tilt, getting that lower back into the floor, release, and let it go. 2 more sets, deep breath in. Exhale, roll through that spine. Feeling each part get a little bit more able to articulate independently as you roll up to your bridge. Don't break at the ribcage here. In other words, we're not pushing out there. So it's not super high bridge there. Your legs might start feeling like they're getting tired because they are working. All right, and roll down slowly. Good. And release. And let it go. Take a moment to just settle here before we do our last one. And just feel how that spine feels. Deep breath in. Exhale, rolling through the spine. Coming up slowly. Feeling the pelvis leading. Knees are pressing out. Head, neck, and shoulders are going to move. Getting to your bridge, wherever that might be, and keeping the rib cage in line with the hips there. Feel that length that you can create by pressing the knees away and feeling all the way through the spine, engaging the glutes. And then roll back down. This time you may feel you really are being able to be very deliberate about which vertebra goes to the floor and when. And then rolling through that lower back and release. Good. Let's bring the legs up to the chest and hug the knees into the chest, feeling the opening, the stretching that happens in that lower back. Good. And from here, extend the legs up. Let's flex the feet out. So we're starting to engage the legs and the hamstrings there. Point the feet, bend the knees, and hug in. Stretch the legs up and flex. Press out through the heels. Push through the feet, point, and bring them in. 2 more sets. Reach the legs out. Flex the feet. Push out through the heels, pressing the lower back into the floor. Push through the feet, bend, and in. Last time. We're reaching out, stretch, flex, push out through the heels, through the balls of the feet, point, and come in. Let's put our feet on the floor, flex the feet, and we're going to drive out through the heels, pushing the legs out and pressing all the way out. Good. And push one heel away, and then shift and the other heel away. So you feel the tilt that happens in the hip. Pushing the first hip away. Heel goes out. Shift and change. Push. 2 more sets. Push the first heel out, feeling what happens in those hips, and shift and change. Good. And last one. Push out and shift. And push out and shift. Good. Point the feet. Let's bring the first leg in. We're bringing it into the chest. And this time we're going to help stretch it up. So if this is difficult for you or challenging, you're going to just go to where you can. I'm not making my knee be completely straight this first time because we haven't done much hamstring work. And then we're bringing it back in. And stretch it up. Lengthen and reach. Maybe your leg can get a little farther over, a little bit more straight. And then bring it back in again. 2 more sets. Breathing and releasing out with that leg as you exhale. Maybe it gets a little straighter this time. And come in, breathe in, exhale, stretching out and lengthen. Good. Just testing the waters with the hamstring. Bring the leg down and release. And let's take it to the other side. Bring that knee in, hug it in. The long leg is pointed and helping to balance you. And then gently stretch that leg up. Again, the knee does not have to be completely straight. You still may have a bent knee. And in, hugging it in, breathing in. Exhale, lengthen and stretch. Reach, 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 reach. And again, bend it in. Inhale. Exhale. And allow the leg to unfold. See how far you can get, still balancing and supporting yourself with the leg on the floor. And then bend, inhale. And exhale, and lengthen. And then hug the knee in, and let the leg come down. So the whole point of today's class is to start to ease some of the aches out or the tightness. So you want to take it to your limit at this point. We're going to do an exercise where we're really stretching on a diagonal line. I'm going to be rolling to the side and facing this direction so that you can see more of what I'm doing. Our legs are in a slightly V shape, and our arms are out to the side of us, and just settling on the floor. And we're going to take what I call the Vitruvian friend exercise. So we're going to pretend that somebody is bending up your right hand at the wrist there, and then pulling the hand across so your elbow is bent. And then from here, they pull the arm across along the other leg and the other arm, and allow your upper body to twist there. So we're getting sort of a diagonal stretch there through our body, from our arms reaching over to the left, and our legs are staying where they are. Now, the bottom arm is going to come up and grab the wrist here, and we're going to take a deep breath in. And as we exhale, we're going to pull along the wrist there with the bottom arm, pretending that it is our friend that's doing the pull. And you'll find you get more of a twist over to the left side. And ease off a little bit, inhale, exhale, pull across a little bit more. Again, imagining that it's your friend that is holding an arm and pulling it at that wrist area. And once more, a deep breath in, exhale, and feel that pull a little bit farther out. Drop the bottom arm, allow the top arm to drape, roll back onto the floor, and you're going to notice that you feel that this whole right side of your upper body, torso area, feels like it's closer to the floor because you've released quite a bit through this kind of diagonal stretch. Let's take it to the other side. So your friend is bending the left hand up, so you feel a fold in the wrist. You might feel a stretch in the back of that arm there, or back of the wrist. And then the hand comes to the torso, elbow bends, and now the arm is pulled across. So you're pulling across and feeling the upper body twist and roll and come off. And you'll feel that in your back. And the bottom arm comes up, pretending this is your friend grabbing you. Deep breath in, exhale, feel that pull that comes across the upper body there. It should feel pretty good. Ease off, inhale, exhale, and you get another pull there. Reaching, opening up. A lot of different areas that may feel like they had needed some attention. Let's release once more. Inhale, exhale. Feel that pull happening again. Your legs are staying right where they are. So you get that diagonal twisty pull opening exercise there. And then drop the bottom arm so the top arm can drape and roll back. And this time you're going to notice that you're lots more evened out and your upper back should feel flatter to the floor. We're going to take the same thing with our lower back, that diagonal kind of twist. Bring the legs together, lift the right leg up, put the foot on the floor, and the knee is bent. And now gently, we're going to roll the knee over to the left side. Our hips are going to be in that stacked on top position, but your right hip is up to the sky. And here you're going to feel this stretch in your lower back. And relax the shoulders. Try to keep them both on the floor, but your right shoulder is going to want to lift. So if it does, allow it to happen, but don't let it come all the way up if you can. From here, take the right foot and put it on the outside of the left leg and see if you can let that roll through your hips. Go a little bit more over. And again, now your right shoulder will want to come up higher. Still maintain some contact with the floor with the back of the right hand. From here, we're going to feel as if our friend comes and grabs our right ankle. We're going to flex the foot, and we're going to feel like our friend is reaching our leg out on a diagonal towards the left. You'll feel your hips still stacking up, but you'll feel that lengthen that happens all the way through the leg and maybe all the way up into the side body there. Bend the knee, ease off a little bit, deep breath in, and your friend reaches and pulls that ankle out even more. So you're getting more of a twist in the lower body. It's opening up again areas on a diagonal line that we don't ordinarily do for ourselves. And ease off. Now this third time, we're going to reach the right arm up to a diagonal here. And you might already feel a stretch in the armpit area, and the upper arm area and the side body. Once again, deep breath in, and your friend pulls your right ankle out on that diagonal line as you feel the right arm reaching on the upper part of that diagonal. And it really is a deep opening, nice long line. Good. Ease off, let the arm come back to its position, and then rolling over and allowing the leg to just settle and drop to the floor. And from here, you're going to notice the same thing that we did notice with the first part, the arm work, that this whole right side of your body, of legs, is dropped more over to the floor. It's like we're ringing things up. So come back to your legs together. Let's take our left leg up, put the foot on the floor, and then gently allow the knee to roll over towards the right. So now you're stacking your hips up in the opposite way. Left hip is up towards the ceiling. and your left shoulder is going to want to lift. And allow it to do it as much as you need to, but still don't let it just pop up. Try to really feel that twist that happens in the body. Let's take a deep breath in. As we exhale, see if we can push the knee over to the side a little bit more, so really expanding that twist in the spine. And now we're going to lift the left foot up and bring it past the right foot to the floor and allow the knee to roll you over a bit more. And again, you'll find that the left shoulder will want to lift. You want to maintain some contact with the floor with the back of the left hand and maybe the lower part of the arm there. And as we did on the other side, you're going to imagine that your friend grabs the ankle as you flex that left foot and push it out on a diagonal line and really feel it pulling so that the knee straightens and then it goes all the way into the hip and then into the side body and into the spine there. Nice long line. Ease off, bend the knee, inhale. Exhale, feel that leg being pulled once again from the ankle there. See if you can get a little farther out on that diagonal line and notice what it does to your whole body. And ease off, we have our last one. We're going to lift our left arm up to a diagonal and then breathing and pushing out. As your friend pulls that ankle away from you, you have your left arm reaching in the opposite direction on that diagonal line there. So you'll feel a long stretch, maybe all the way from your fingers through the armpit, down through the spine, through the hip, and out through the leg and heel. Excellent. Good. Ease off, bring the left arm back in line with your rib cage, and then allow your body to roll, letting the head drop, the foot drop, and the leg drop, and notice how it feels. You should feel like your whole body is a little bit more flat into the floor. You might even feel like you can sink and relax into the floor. Okay, let's roll to one side. The bottom arm is going up underneath your head, knees are bending, and then you're using your hands to push you up so that you are undulating through your back. Excellent.
So folks, I hope you enjoyed this class. It's not a super duper aggressive class, but hopefully you feel like we've opened up and stretched each part of your body. You may feel like you can sit up taller. When you stand, you'll probably find that you feel more lengthened and some tension that you've been holding in your body has been released. So this is a great class for you to take whenever you feel particularly tense or if you need to really shift how you're thinking about things. Just by opening up these different parts of your body, you can affect your emotional and your mental patterning as well. Let's end class by reaching arms out, breathing in, clasping the hands together, and bring your hands to your heart chakra. I thank you very much for joining me in these classes, and I hope you have a wonderful rest of